I see a light inside of you, so let it shine. It's time to spread your wings and fly. Reach for the sky. Get up, don't let nothing hold you. Get up right now, right now. Get up, don't let nobody tell you that you can't. There is greatness inside of you. You're the one that the world is waiting for. Every step you take, we go again. 'Cause we believe in you. Say one day you go make us. One day, one day, one day. Push you down, stand you bow. Yes, we believe in you. Yeah. Don't you give up on yourself till the world knows who you are. Keep on shining. Get up, don't let nothing hold you. Get up right now, right now. Get up, don't let nobody tell you that you can't.
Let's carry forward the momentum into this discussion.
One day you'll be like the sun. Say one day you go shine.
Access, more than banking.
It's such a great time to be alive and a
a
great time to be a
nation,
woman. We
a
are live here at
community,
People Hotel
then
and
about
Suites to
that.
celebrate Access Bank International Women's Day
Together we
2020.
can shape the future where every individual has access to knowledge and skills they need to
Is
succeed.
desirable.
So
We've
let's
gone
shape a future
through
that
recognizing women, and then
has
women
access to
are
knowledge
involved
and
and
skills that they need to handle.
every area.
Thank you again for joining
I mean,
us.
for it
Everybody that
they
joined
have
us
to
all over the
accept us,
world.
and then we also have to keep proving
And
ourselves.
I'm
And
looking
if
forward
we
to
do
seeing
more for
that.
women, we
I
will
want to
enhance
the
the
professional
progress,
women,
not just of the bank,
my
but of
young
the society.
professionals,
If you're
professionals,
always
the
in
next is
dissonance
for
with
you.
one another,
Stay
if you
curious,
don't talk
stay
with one
inspired,
another, if you
and keep
don't
learning.
value one another,
Stay
that shows
curious,
weakness.
I believe
stay
is embracing
curious,
equity. It becomes, so when you embrace
keep
something, you
learning,
own it, you take it as you put
stay
it close to
curious.
you, beyond it just being an idea.
As much as you are a man, the woman is equal to you.
For the men that were here today to support the conference, I say thank
I'm
you.
trying
And you are the real
to.
MVPs.
I'm tired of trying. I need help. I want to try IVF. I know it's expensive.
Are you struggling with a health challenge? Do you need financial help to access treatment? If yes,
apply now for MHSS, the Maternal Health Service Support, a discounted loan by the W initiative of Access Bank with low interest rates, no loan fees, flexible repayment plan. This is your best bet for financing your health needs. For more information, visit our website on www.thewcommunity.com or any Access Bank branch nationwide. You can also send an email to wcares@accessbankplc.com. Terms and conditions apply. the MHSS has successfully financed hundreds of health procedures.
The next one could be yours.
Can you feel it?
Do you sense it? Did they hint you?
Something special has arrived just for us.
The W initiative of Access Bank is back again with an amazing financial solution for all women, and you certainly should not miss out.
Introducing a brand new W identity, specially designed for every member of the W community.
Wouldn't you rather have a card made just for you?
We definitely recommend it.
Visit your nearest Access Bank branch for a chance to get your W card. Available in Visa and Verve variants. Shop online, pay bills, make withdrawals, access discounts, choose a lifestyle of ease, speed, top-notch service, and security.
Join the tribe. Be a future-forward female.
W inspiring, connecting, empowering.
Iyalaje #1. What's wrong with you now?
My sister, I have tried everything to upgrade my business, but nothing seems to be working.
Wait. Are you telling me that you have not heard about the Womenpreneur Pitchathon by the W Initiative of Access Bank?
What's that one again?
That gives you the training that your business needs. IFC certified mini MBA and pitch your business for a grant.
Wow.
What's more, you get to collaborate with female entrepreneurs like yourself that will give you an opportunity to grow your business and expand.
Are you serious?
Yes, Ke.
Why am I sure they'll pick me?
What do you mean, are you sure they will pick you? Have you even tried? Now open your phone and go to the website at www.womenpreneur.ng and start your application today. W is waiting for you.
Thank you, my friend.
What are friends for? Yeah, come, let's go and have a drink and celebrate.
Hey God, this is how Womenpreneur will pass me by again. This is great opportunity for my business. Let me call my auntie. Maybe she can advise me on what to do. Auntie me, good afternoon.
Hello, my dear. How are you?
I'm not so great though.
Why?
Sadly, I heard great news, but I can't be a beneficiary.
How can a great news make you sad?
Access Bank's Womenpreneur Pitchathon launched another season. I would have had a great shot at getting financial support to expand my business and even an IFC mini MBA.
Yes, I heard the application has commenced and it's a great opportunity for every female entrepreneur in Nigeria. So what's the issue?
Sadly, I cannot apply because my co-founder is a male.
Who told you so?
So far you have 50% shareholding of the business, you can apply.
Really? Are you sure?
Yes. Simply go to their site
www.womenpreneur.ng and commence your application.
Thank you so much, Auntie. I just need that once I call you, I'll have a solution.
My dear, go commence your application and send your feedback to me. Bye.
Bye, Auntie. The Lord has done it finally.
Mommy, my tummy hurts so much. I'm scared.
It is well, my daughter.
Myself, I'm scared. We should be at the hospital already. Why can't we use one of these cars?
Who will drive it? You?
Sis, so we can't drive yet.
I beg, leave me.
Careful, cause Joe. Book that ride.
It is important that women do not only learn how to drive, but to fully understand the driving rules and be a professional on the road.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
This road is a one-way. Where did you learn how to drive?
This is why the W Initiative of Access Bank has partnered with the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, to provide intensive driving training for women across Nigeria at very discounted rates, as well as other amazing offers, such as the driver's license processing assistance. Check out our social media pages at the W Community or send an email to wcares@accessbankplc.com. Do not miss out on this opportunity. Hurry now and let's get you driving.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 89 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100 101 102 103 104 105 106 107 108 109 110 111 112 113 114 115 116 117 118 119 120 121 122 123 124 125 126 127 128 129 130 131 132 133 134 135 136 137 138 139 140 141 142 143 144 145 146 147 148 149 150 151 152 153 154 155 156 157 1
I see a light inside of you, so let it shine. It's time to spread your wings and fly. Reach for the sky. Get up, don't let nothing hold you. Get up right now, right now. Get up, don't let nobody tell you that you can't. There is greatness inside of you. You're the one that the world is waiting for. Every step you take, we go again. 'Cause we believe in you. Say one day you go make a one day, one day, one day. Push you down, stand with the ground. Yes, we believe in you. Yeah. Don't you give up on yourself till the world knows who you are. Keep on shining. Get up, don't let nothing hold you. Get up right now, right now. Get up, don't let nobody tell you that you can't. There is greatness inside of you. You're the one that the world is waiting for. Every step you take, we go there, 'cause we believe in you. Say one day you go make a one day, one day, one day. One day you'll be like the sun. Say one day you go shine.
Access, more than banking.
It's such a great time to be alive and a great time to be a woman. We are live here at Eco Hotels and Suites to celebrate Access Bank's International Women's Day 2023.
Equality is desirable. We've gone through recognizing women and then women are equal. Now equity, and equity cuts across every area of life.
I mean, we're here to stay, they have to accept us, and then we also have to keep proving ourselves.
And if we do more for women, we will enhance the progress, not just of the bank, but of the society.
Because if you're always in dissonance with one another, if you don't cooperate with one another, if you don't value one another, that shows weakness.
You know, I believe is embracing equity. It becomes, so when you embrace something, you own it, you take it as you put it close to you, beyond it just being an idea.
As much as you are a man, the woman is equal to you.
For the men that were here today to support the conference, I say thank you. And really, you are the real MVPs.
I'm tired of trying. I need help. I want to try IVF. I know it's expensive.
Are you struggling with a health challenge? Do you need financial help to access treatment? If yes,
apply now for MHSS, the Maternal Health Service Support, a discounted loan by the W initiative of Access Bank with low interest rates, no loan fees, flexible repayment plan. This is your best bet for financing your health needs. For more information, visit our website on www.vwcommunity.com or any Access Bank branch nationwide. You can also send an email to wcares@accessbankplc.com. Terms and conditions apply. The MHSS has successfully financed hundreds of health procedures.
The next one could be yours.
Can you feel it?
Do you sense it? Did they hint you?
Something special has arrived just for us.
The W initiative of Access Bank is back again with an amazing financial solution for all women, and you certainly should not miss out.
Introducing a brand new W identity, specially designed for every member of the W community.
Wouldn't you rather have a card made just for you?
We definitely recommend it.
Visit your nearest Access Bank branch for a chance to get your W card, available in Visa and Verve variants. Shop online, pay bills, make withdrawals, access discounts, choose a lifestyle of ease, speed, top-notch service, and security.
Join the tribe. Be a future-forward female.
W inspiring, connecting, empowering.
Iyalaje number one. What's wrong with you now?
My sister, I have tried everything to upgrade my business, but nothing seems to be working.
Wait. Are you telling me that you have not heard about the Womenpreneur Pitch Hackathon by the W Initiative of Access Bank?
What's that one again?
That gives you the training that your business needs. IFC certified mini MBA and pitch your business for a grant.
Wow.
What's more, you get to collaborate with female entrepreneurs like yourself that will give you an opportunity to grow your business and expand.
Are you serious?
Yes, Ke.
Why am I sure they'll pick me?
What do you mean, are you sure they will pick you? Have you even tried? Now open your phone and go to the website at www.womenpreneur.ng and start your application today. W is waiting for you.
Thank you, my friend.
What are friends for? Yeah, come, let's go and have a drink and celebrate.
Hey God, is this how womenpreneur?
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the W Education Forum 4.0, titled The 21st Century Skills Preparing Children for a Changing World. My name is Olubusola Faraway, and I am delighted to be your moderator for today's session. We are thrilled to have you join us today as we explore conversations and discuss on skills needed to prepare our children to thrive in a rapidly changing and evolving world. We'd like to meet you, we'd like to know you, we'd like to know where you're joining us from. And we'd like to also hear and see your comments in the chat box, what your expectations from today's sessions will be. Trust me, you're in for a great and a wonderful ride as we have a lineup of experienced speakers that have a wealth of knowledge in this particular field that we're going to be discussing on today. Today, as we all know, we navigate the rapidly evolving world where technology has taken over, globalization is the order of the day, and constant innovation is, of course, at the fore. Traditional focus on reading, writing, arithmetics is no longer sufficient. And today, students require and need to develop their diverse skills across things like critical thinking, creativity, collaborations, and digital literacy, just to mention a few. And today, we'll be doing justice to those topics, speaking on conversations on how to prepare students for the changing world, equipping them with the tools that they need to adapt and innovate, and lead in whatever challenge or situations that they find themselves in the future. So I'm sure we are all really excited to know what more or how well can I do this as a parent, as a caregiver, as an educationist, as a tutor, anything whatsoever. We have all of it in store for you today. Without further ado, please, like I mentioned as we started, we'd like to know where you're joining us from. Please drop your names in the chat box. You can also network with people in the chat box as well. We want to know where you're joining us from and what you're looking forward to from today's session. So I can see some messages already coming in. Thank you very much, Toby Loba. I see your message. And I know, and I really, really like the fact that you mentioned here that you're a rural educator and you're looking forward to learning how to equip your children to equip your learners to thrive in this rapidly changing world. So welcome, Toby Loba. Welcome, Fikayo. I see you in the chat box. Please drop your name and you may just get a mention from me as we go on in the course of the session. Without wasting much time, we'd like to encourage you to please share the joining link with your networks. Every single person should get and be on this session. It is not just for parents. It's open to the uncles in the house. It's open to the aunties. It's open to all the teachers, the educators. So please feel free to share the link on your community, your WhatsApp groups with your friends, and let them join because this is a critical topic we will be speaking on today. I'd like to welcome, as we officially kick off our session today, it's also a great pleasure to welcome this great woman that is doing phenomenal things for women in and through the W initiative. Please join me in welcoming with an arousing round of applause, of course, in the chat box, the group head of the women banking team in person of Abiodun Olubiton, who will be giving us the welcome address. Good evening, Abiodun, and thank you so much for joining us this evening.
And
good evening, Abiodun. Can you hear us?
yes, but I'm not able to put on my video. I can notice the host stopped it. I don't know if they can release that, but I will not waste that time.
Okay, all right. We'll check that now with the
Okay.
host. All right, great.
That's fine now.
All right, thank you.
All
Over
right.
to you.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. So glad to be here again this afternoon to welcome everyone that is on board with us again in W Community. Like you know, this is our monthly W webinar series. And for this month, we are actually focusing on education. You know, September is that month. Our parents are taking different decisions. My child is changing from this school to this other one. They're going to enroll in a fresh school. And really, there's a lot about students and education around this period, you know, apart from, yes, the summer holidays. So, yeah, why are we actually looking at education? W is about inspiring, connecting, and empowering women. And one thing that is always at the center of every woman, especially mothers, are their children. And of course, you know, when you talk about children, what exactly is their role at this time when they are still growing? Is education. So we have realized that education has gone beyond the fact teaching in classrooms, just like Busola had mentioned. And in all honesty, is something that we need to pay very close attention to. The other day I was talking to my son. I went to his school and then I asked, you know, a few of himself and his colleagues and said, oh, so what course are you thinking to study? And I was hearing things that I couldn't believe. I haven't heard of some before. So it just tells us that the world has really changed, you know, compared to those times when it used to be, oh, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer. Our children now demand a lot more. And of course, the onus is on us as educators, as parents, as community leaders, to ensure that we give them that much that they need within that education sector. So education now is not in the classroom anymore. These children, we need to be able to build their minds for critical thinking, you know, to empower their learning skills and ability as well. So that's actually why as W has put together this particular webinar session to make sure that every stakeholder within the educational system is able to benefit one or two things. And of course, we are all going to take home one thing or the other. So if I were you, I will also get my writing pad and my pen ready to take a lot of notes down, because we are always learning. And that's what W is all about. Someone said that we stop living when we stop learning and we stop breathing. So we die twice. So don't die while you have the opportunity to learn. And that's why we have to learn today. And of course, my profound thank you to our special guests, our special speakers that are on board today. Dr. Ogundo, thank you so much. I know a little about you outside of what the profile is going to say, and I give you a salute, in your own right. Thank you so much for joining the session today. And of course, my very good friend, Chidimma Saudi-Effiong. She's a veteran in this area and in another very, different dimension. So trust me, you're going to have fun learning today, different from what we are used to. And of course, Ronke Posh, who is the proprietor of the Posh School. Thank you so much for coming on board. And of course, all our delighted listeners from all over the world, wherever you are. So I welcome you all. And without much ado, we are quickly going to get into business. Thank you for having me, and thank you for joining the W Education Series 4.0. Thank you, Busola. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Abiodun, for that warm welcome. And thank you so much for setting the tone for today's discussion. I'm sure you've heard it. It's not going to be anything less than exceptional for you. So please stay on the call through to the end, because you're in for a great ride. Next up, we have a presentation on the W initiative to be taken by the segment manager, Health Women Banking team, in person of Oladimeji Otukoya. It's going to be introducing the W initiative and sharing what the W has in store. Like Biodo has mentioned, of course, W has so much in store to inspire, connect, and empower women. And I would just like to welcome Dimeji with your round of applause once again. Please welcome Dimeji Otukoya to give us the introduction on the W initiative. Welcome, Dimeji.
Thank you so much, Busola, for the warm welcome. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning from wherever you're joining us from today. My name is Oladimeji, and I work with the health segment of the W initiative at Access Bank. So today I'll be taking us through a brief presentation of the W initiative and the several offerings that we have for women, and in this case, for the education sector. Welcome once again. And so at the W initiative and at Access Bank, our aspiration is to be the bank of choice for women across all demographies and backgrounds in the markets and communities we serve. Currently, we have a presence in over 10 African countries where the W initiative is currently present in. So giving us a brief background into how the W initiative came to being. Partnering with the World Bank and the International Finance Corporation in 2006, we introduced what we called the Gender Empowerment Program, where we invested over $50 million in providing on-lending financial support, advisory services, as well as capacity building programs for women entrepreneurs in Nigeria. So this program gave us the outlook that women are reliable borrowers, women are accountable, and then we further expanded the program to what we now know as the W initiative, which was officially launched in 2014 as a multifaceted approach to meet the financial and lifestyle needs of women. Now, over the years, as I earlier mentioned, we have tremendously grown and expanded to be in over 10 African countries. And our aim or mission is to inspire, connect, and empower women. And at Access Bank, what we mostly say is the W is the home of everything Access Bank has to offer women. And on my screen, you can see groups of very beautiful women. So these are focus segments through which we are able to make impact on our female customers. So the W in business refers to a woman who owns and operates her business. We have the W professionals, which basically describes the 9-to-5 career woman. We have the W family for women that have decided to hold down the home front, catering and nurturing their immediate family. We have the Gen Zs, which are the younger generations of ladies and women that have been poised to make greater impact in today's world. We also have the W quintessential, which basically in this group we have the established women that have decided to make an impact in their immediate community. So this could be in form of support, it could be in form of mentorship for the younger generation coming up behind them. So our focus today in this webinar is the education sector. So I'll be taking us through offerings that we have for players in this sector, right? From the school owners to our teachers to parents and as well the children. So for the school owners, we have a cost-effective business account called the Access School Advantage, right? So I'll take more details and features of this account in subsequent slide. So for the school owner, you also have access to finance. So this finance or this loan has been structured around the cash flow of the business. So we understand that the school business the cash flow of a school business works on a timely basis. So this loan is structured in a timely basis to provide you with more convenience for your repayments. We also have capacity building trainings, such as at this forum that we're currently in. We also have payments and e-collection solutions. So we understand that as a school now, while driving impact in your community through the teachers, parents, and the children, we have these collection solutions to help you facilitate the collection of your fees, tuition, and other levies. My teachers on the call are not left out. Thankfully, we have our Teachers Day just around the corner. So for our teachers, we have the zero-cost salary account, which is basically our everyday banking product, wherein with this account, so long as your account is domiciled with us here at Access Bank, you have access to salary-backed loans, including the payday loan, short-term loans such as the device financing, and also longer-term loans for asset lease and even vehicle finance or purchase. We also have the capacity building sessions through our W webinars for the teachers. So our parents, we have what we call the access to school fees loans, which is the school fee advance. I'll take more details on this in the next slide as well. So for our parents, particularly those who are business owners, you have the opportunity to access the W Power loan, wherein you have access to this loan at the discounted rates compared to what the market is offering. You also have access to the school fee payments for parents and guardians whose wards are not currently in the country. You're able to make payments, cross-country payments, using our online platform called the Access Africa, where you're able to use our local currency to make payments abroad. You also have the Exclusive Plus proposition. And for the children, we have the Early Saver account, which basically is targeted to, imbibe the savings culture very early in the younger generation. So the Access School Advantage, we have some of the value proposition of these accounts. You have access to uncollateralized short-term loan, wherein you have needs to meet up with, small repairs here and there. In this case, perhaps small innovations in the school. There's some equipment that need to be purchased for the laboratory. You have access to these loans uncollateralized. You have access to convenience fees, which is structured around the term cycle of which the school business is running. You also have access to other opportunities during the bank and support your school events from time to time. You have access to financial management to manage your expenses and the school fees inflows. And so the account features on the Access School Advantage, the account has a minimum operating and opening balance of just 10,000 naira. The fees are taken on a timely basis in September, January, and April of every year. You have access to get the checkbook on this account. And of course, you have access to the online banking platform and mobile banking via the Access More app. So I'll be taking us through the suite of loans that we have for school owners as well as business women at the W Initiative. So firstly, as I earlier mentioned, we have the access for advance for school fees, wherein you are able to access up to 20 million naira advance at the tertiary level to finance the school fee repayment of your wards. So these advance for school fees cut across all educational levels from pre-primary to secondary and the tertiary level with a repayment term of up to 12 months. So this advance can be taken by both salary earners and business owners are leveraged against your salaries and your business cash flow respectively. So for the W Power Loan, this is one of our flagship products at the W Initiative, wherein as a businesswoman, so long as the business is registered, you are able to access this loan across all business sectors at a discounted interest rate. So when I say discounted interest rates, I mean at an interest rate that is discounted compared to the current market offering. This loan, you are able to access it for working capital needs, for your business expansion, as well as to finance the purchase of your assets for your businesses. You are able to access up to 100 million naira. Of course, this is subject to the turnover of your business. With the vehicle loan, you're able to finance the purchase of school buses, whether brand new or pre-owned. You're able to finance the purchase of operational pickup trucks and vans. You're able to finance the purchase of cars, salon cars, and SUVs for the business, so long as your business is registered and owned by a female. We have the tenure of as high as up to 48 months for the W Power vehicle loan. The switch to solar. Now, this is one of the environmentally conscious products that we have at Access Bank, wherein this product provides financing to get photovoltaic solar panels as well as inverter batteries for the purchase of solar energy, either in your household, your commercial place, it could be in the school in this case, and as well as for industrial clients on a larger scale who are looking to move to a more reliable and cleaner source of energy. The switch to solar products, are you able to access up to 50 million naira as a registered business owner, right? With the tenure of up to 36 months. And as I earlier mentioned, this product is able to finance the purchase of solar panels as well as batteries. Now, the W Health Loan, as the saying goes, health is wealth, right? And the W Health Loan is a product that is very dear to us at the W Initiative of Access Bank. So this loan provides the financing for your health, to cover financing for health issues. It provides up to 10 million naira to pay for both local and international the financing for health procedures. The W Health Loan has 3 variants. We have the maternal health service support, which covers 4 major key areas. That is the fertility treatment, be it IVF, ICSI. It also covers natal support for child delivery, both home and abroad. It covers pediatric care for the younger generation in the family, as well as specialized procedures such as dental, eye surgery procedures, and even fibroid treatment and surgeries. Under the W Health Loan, we also have the cancer support, where you're able to access financing to combat cancer. And so it also covers diagnosis scans and treatment for cancer. We also have the medical emergency support, which provides up to 2 million naira for very, very time-sensitive medical emergency cases. So I'll be taking you through other propositions that we have at Access Bank, right, and as well as the W Initiative. So the W debit card. Now, this is a unique identifier for you as a woman to be a member of the W community. I mean, if you're already a member of the W community and you do not yet have your W debit card, well, you're about to be a bona fide member. So with the W branded debit card, just like every other debit card that you have, it provides a unique identity to you as a woman, accessible to only female customers at Access Bank. You're able to use it on POS for withdrawals, you're able to use it to make purchases at POS points, and you're also able to use it to make online payments. So the business protection bundle. Yes, while we know that we're able to put plans in place for our businesses, our business expansions, there are some very, very rare cases that the business is susceptible to certain risks. So this business protection bundle is what we have put in place to cover your businesses in the case of the realization of this risk. So with as little as 5,000 naira, right? You're able to get a coverage of up to 1 million naira to protect this risk across your business. Last but not the least, we have the exclusive plus proposition. So for you as a woman or as a customer at Access Bank, and you do not like to queue, you want just that special priority service. Just that special priority service, you want to be well taken care of whenever you visit a branch or whenever you are traveling. That is where the exclusive plus proposition comes in. So with the card, with the Visa signature card, you're able to access priority and fast track services at any of our Access Bank branches nationwide. You have access to our airport lounges, up to 1,200 airport lounges across the country. You also have access to complimentary data bundle offers and free movie tickets at a very, very, very meager fee of just 6,999 naira per month. So for all of these offerings that I've covered, and you have any questions, you have inquiries on the W Health loan, on the W Power loan, please follow us and stay connected with us by following us on Facebook, Instagram, and X at the W Community. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. For those of us on YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And for any inquiries and any updates, please send us an email at wcares@accessbankplc.com. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us today. Over to you, Sola.
Thank you so much, Dimeji, for that very explicit introduction. And, it just shows that the W is indeed a powerful force, driving the impact amongst women. So thank you so much, Dimeji, for that. Now, I see that there are some questions in the chat box. Please, if you have any questions like Dimeji has shared, please send them to the appropriate email, wcares@accessbankplc.com. We're willing to attend to any of those inquiries or complaints that you may have with respect to any of the products that have been shared. And of course, in the course of the session, we will be taking all the speakers together, but we'll have a session specifically for Q&A, that's question and answers. So please do well to use the Q&A section on the Zoom platform to drop your questions, so you don't, of course, forget in the course of the presentations. Please drop them in the chat box and we will definitely collate them to ensure we can attend to these questions. Now, to the meat of the conversation, into the key points and reason we're here. It's time for me to introduce our distinguished speakers who will be sharing, like I said earlier, insights from their expertise on today's topic. Each of our speakers brings a wealth of knowledge and experience to the table, I dare say, and they'll be speaking for about 20 minutes each, first of all, and after which we will then go into the question and answer session. So if you have other issues that you want our speakers to address around the topic for today, we will take them during the question and answers. So I'd like to introduce our first speaker and read her profile briefly. Our first speaker for today is Chidima Sauti Effiong. Chidima Sauti Effiong is the master franchisee of Naughty Scientist Nigeria and West Africa. She's also the GMD for Sandeco. She holds the franchise for Naughty Scientist Nigeria and West Africa that has a goal to foster creativity, curiosity, and passion for problem solving. The principles of STEM, critical thinking, asking good questions, observation, and explorations are the basics of their curriculum. To that, they had a key factor, art, to fully engage kids into the STEM program, to give us a STEAM, adding the element of art to the equation. Kids and parents absolutely love their programs, and they strive to instill passion for science and for lifelong learning in school students from as young as 5 years of age to 60 years old. Chidima has numerous educational qualifications from institutions including an MBA from the University of Bradford, UK, an MSc from the University of London, Royal Holloway Campus, BSc from the University of Port Harcourt, and certification of professional development in leadership from the University of Pennsylvania, the Watson School. and many other certifications from Harvard, Kellogg, and Watson. Thank you so much for joining us today, Chidima Salfi Effiong. We'd like to see your face briefly before we get to the other speakers. You could just say hello to our listeners and our attendees today.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to share my knowledge with you.
Thank you, Chidima. Thank you so much. Our second speaker is Dr. Magdalene Ogundu. Dr. Magdalene Ogundu is a former director of the Federal Ministry of Education. She's an esteemed educationist with a profound legacy and career track record in Nigeria's education sector. Her literary work are set to transform the educational experience of students through poetic expressions and dramatic illustrations. With a distinguished career that culminated at the level of Director of the Federal Ministry of Education, Dr. Mrs. Ogundu brings a wealth of experience and a unique perspective to the forefront of educational reforms. Her professional journey is marked by significant contributions to teaching English language and literature spanning across three decades. Her tenure included pivotal roles such as vice principal and principal at notable institutions, including King's College Lagos, FGC Port Harcourt, FGGC Shagam. This extensive background in educational leadership is complemented by her academic credentials, holding a PhD in philosophy of education from the University of Port Harcourt and a BA honors in English from the University of Ife. She was also involved in the United Nations Learning Exchange Program in the United Kingdom in the area of theater arts. Dr. Mrs. Ogundu is set to make a substantial impact on education with her writing, aiming to inspire change, foster critical thinking, and build a society of informed and compassionate individuals. Thank you so much, Ma, for joining us today. We'd like to hear from you, Dr. Mrs. Ogundu. Good afternoon, Ma. We can see you. We'd just like to hear from you briefly. All right, thank you so much, Ma, for joining us. Our third speaker for today is no other than Ronke Adeniyi, fondly called Ronke Posh. Ronke Posh is a fun-loving, energetic, and enthusiastic lady, a lover of God, a doting mother to an adult child. She holds a BSc in biochemistry from the Queen Mary University of London, a master's degree in business administration from the University of Hull in the United Kingdom. She's a certified and experienced Montessori directress. She received her training from the Modern Montessori Institute in London and holds a postgraduate diploma in education. Ronke Posh has vast experience in banking, education, business, and children entertainment sector. She owns the best preschool and primary school in Ikoyi, Lagos, called Le Posh School, and currently runs a children entertainment company called Posh Party Packs. She is the founder of Help at Home's initiative, which focuses on parenting in the 21st century and the proper recruitment for domestic workers in homes in order to prevent risk to the families. Ronke is also a parenting practitioner, a certified family life therapist, and a practitioner of neuro-linguistic programming. She uses this to coach and support parents in her parenting Facebook community called Parent Rights. She's also the author of the best-selling book for kids, Right Kid 101, and the newly published book, 101 Tips to Curb the Beating and Shouting. Now, I'm sure that you are excited to hear from Ronke. Hello, Ronke. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, Busola. Thank you for the invitation. Good afternoon, everyone. I think it's 7 evening now. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So I'm excited because reading the profiles of our speakers today, it just looks like there's a whole lot that we're going to be hearing. And I'll just let us dive right into it. So our first speaker, in person of Chidima Southie-Effiong, will be speaking on encouraging curiosity and critical thinking in young minds. So I'll just hand over the lectern to Chidima and you do your thing. Thank you so much for being here again. Okay, I think your mic is great.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I'm trying to share my slide, if that's possible. Sorry.
Yes, it should be. You should have the right to share your slide.
Okay, let me see if you can. Can you see it now?
Not yet. So on the share screen portion, you just click and then it should come up at the bottom of your screen.
Okay, that's exactly what I've done, but it keeps showing, it's actually showing your own things. Okay, if you could share
so we can share it for you because we have the, so we can go ahead and just share from our end while you just go on.
That would be nice, yeah. Okay, so while you share the slides, we'll start by explaining what is curiosity, what is creativity. The fact is that curiosity and creativity it's inborn. Every child, every human being is born with that curiosity. That is why you have babies from the time they are born. Nobody teaches them how to latch on to feed. Nobody teaches them how to crawl or walk. So we come along with the curiosity and creativity that we need to survive on Earth. But the thing is that most times when we start that, you see people being hindered. Children are normally slowed down because of different factors. For instance, if you notice, children are more of daredevils. They take all sorts of risks. That's why you see when you keep like a can of cookies on a table, you see a little toddler who is so anxious to get to the can. They'll take any means possible. They'll climb the legs of the table, pull stools along to just get at it. So curiosity is something that is inborn, it's positive. Children don't think of the negative outcome. They only think of how to achieve their goals. So anything that will get them to achieve that goal, they are ready to do it. So most times, can we go to the next slide? We want to talk about what are those things that hinder this curiosity and learning. So we can start with lack of healthy risks. Most times we instill our own fears into our children. We don't allow them take risks. For instance, from a very young age, we should allow children to hold things. You can start by allowing a child of 2 years old, 3 years old, tell the child, oh, take this cup. You can start with a plastic cup. Take it from one place to another. Gradually, you give the child a mug and a glass. Over time, when they realize that indeed, yeah, I can do this, they will do everything possible to achieve that. Children even become so creative that they know if they drop the cup the first time, they'll find a means to hold it the next time. If they make a spill the first time, they'll find a means to do it the next time. Another thing that stalls our children from curiosity and creativity is easy solution. We as parents, we jump at everything. We try to solve every problem for our children. Nobody wants their child to fail. We always think that, oh, if the child falls down, it's the end of the child, or if the child does not build, or if the child takes like a glass and breaks it, oh, the child is going to hurt himself or hurt herself. But that's not the best way to allow the child come up with a way to take that thing from one location to another. Quick solutions don't help children. Even in schoolwork, allow the children to fail. A lot of times, we as parents don't allow children to fail. That is why you see parents, when the schools give their children homework or schoolwork, the parents are ready to get lesson teachers or do it for them by themselves. That doesn't help the child. The child will not come up with any creative way of learning that act or learning that subject because they know that anything that goes wrong, mommy or daddy will solve it, or the teacher will find a solution for it. We should not be anxious to jump to give them easy solutions or rescue them from any situation. Another aspect is the lack of parental failure or error stories. Everybody is a first-class graduate for their children. No parent wants to tell their child that, oh, indeed, I actually failed at some point in my life. The children need to hear this. That way they know that failure is not fatal, that every failure is an experience to do better over time. We need to let our children know that indeed, we too, we made these errors. That way the child will know that, okay, if I go down this route, my mom did it, my dad did it, and it didn't go well. Why don't I look for another way of doing it? We need them to know that it's only natural for people to fail. That way they are not ashamed when they fail. They are not ashamed when they fall down or things don't go their way. Then another thing that we do wrong as parents is the raving. When children achieve something, yes, it's good to recognize it, but don't overhype it. When you overhype it, the children feel that they have reached the climax, that they can't do better than that particular stage in life. It's good to affirm them. Oh, you did this right. So why don't you aim higher? But when you over-rave and over-applaud the child is not anxious to do better than they have already done. Then the other part that we do is no attention. When the child is talking to you, or when they are trying to show you something, you are busy on your phone, you are busy with your work, you are busy with all sorts of things, and the child is not able to get your attention. The child is not anxious to show or do anything to impress you or feel good about themselves, because they will look at it like, okay, actually nobody cares, so why am I pushing? So lack of attention. Then the other part of lack of attention is overcompensation. Because we are not attentive, we try to do everything. That lack of attention leads to easy solution and quick rescue for the children. That doesn't help their creativity or their curiosity. Then we have the comparison and guilt trip. This is very, very hindering for our children. When you keep comparing them, oh, this person can do this at this age. Every child has a time when they bloom. Different children mature at different paces. Different children learn in different ways. So we go to how to overcome these barriers. For instance, we talk about the neuro-linguistic programming. In this, what we normally do is every child, every human being has different senses. You have the sense of smell, you have the sense of sight, you have the sense of hearing, and all sorts. So in neuro-linguistic programming, in a nutshell, you just find out how best the child learns. You find out some children are visual learners, some children are auditory learners, some children are kinetic learners. The ones that are visual are the ones that they need to be in class, they need to see it to understand it or to learn it. Some can listen to things. You have people that learn or listen to audiobooks and they grasp what you're talking about. But there are children who are hands-on, who need to touch it, who need to play outside, experience it. The kinetic learners, they want to touch things. They want to practice it for them to learn. So you see that children learn in different ways. We need to understand this. So it would be good to engage the professionals, or if you can join groups where they talk about neuro-linguistic programming, like I heard when Ronke was introduced, that is something that she does. So find out how best your child learns. Don't criticize them if they don't learn by just sitting down in the class. Then we try engaging questions. Ask questions. And questions lead to children asking you why. Why this? Why that? why this, why that? And we should be patient and listen to them. When they ask those questions, it leads to us giving them reasons, because every human being needs a reason to change from what they are currently doing to do the next thing. Just like the Newton's law of motion, everything is in a state of is in a position in a state of motion until something compels it to go otherwise. The same way with engaging questions. When children ask you why, you need to give them a because response. And parents and teachers, please let the answer never be because I said so. That kills the child's morale, it kills their curiosity or their ability to think critically. For example, there was a Harvard study where Ellen Langer did an experiment with the word because. Because gives you a reason. She went to a business center in the campus, and people normally queue up to photocopy their documents. The first time, she just went to the queue and said, "Oh, please, excuse me, I have 5 pages. May I use the machine?" And only 60% of the people said yes. The next time she tried, "Excuse me, I have 5 pages. May I use the machine because I need to make a copy?" 93% of the people said yes. Then the third question was, "Excuse me, please, I have 5 pages. May I use the machine because I need to make copies? I'm in a rush, I have a class." 95% said yes. So you see the difference between the 93 and the 95 wasn't much, even though the first answer with the because wasn't compelling. But everybody wants a reason. The same thing happens with our children. If you give them a reason for the questions they ask, they will understand and ask more and want to apply themselves. So we shouldn't tell them when they ask you why, you don't tell them because I said so. You need to explain it to them. That way they will want to learn more. So we also recognize the efforts that they make and subtly push for more. Just like I said in the previous slide, don't overrate the success, but recognize it so that they know that you are watching, you are attentive, you want them to succeed. So when you say, "Oh, well done, this is beautiful, can you make it bigger?" You'll see the child will be anxious to do better. They'll come up with creative ways to make the next push better. Be present and responsive. That goes with recognizing their efforts. Then encourage the healthy risk. Like I said, allow them do things. If a child fails, it's not a fatal situation. Even in their schoolwork, what we've noticed now is that a lot of people do not allow their children even repeat a class, even when they know clearly that the child cannot thrive in the next class. Everyone wants their child to keep moving at a very fast pace. But they need to know that you can fail. If you fail, you can do it better and succeed. That is why in this current generation, you see children, you hear things like, "Oh, my mental health," and all that. It's because they don't think that failure is something they should experience. They feel that failure is the end of the world. We should allow them participate in healthy risks. So how do we encourage critical thinking? For us in Nothing Scientists, we have what we call the interrogative system. That's the Plonsky's method. We ask questions. In this system, we ask them questions not to determine how intelligent the child is. It's to know how much knowledge the child has. Keep encouraging them. You ask questions, make the question very interesting. Sometimes we ask questions that there's an obvious answer, but the options are very humorous. So when the children pick the right answer, they feel good in themselves that, oh, they've achieved something. So that way, you keep pushing, you keep asking those questions, ask open questions so the children can respond and feel that they are valuable and they know what they are saying. It will make them want to learn more. We create experiences through play and hands activity. Just like we always quote, Confucius says, "They told me, I forgot. I saw it and I learned. I did it and I saw it and I understood. I did it and I learned. When you practicalize things in a play form or any way that is hands-on, or make children participate in what they are doing, they don't forget it. We try to make things very experiential, because it's just like learning a foreign language. When you learn French in class, it's different from when you interact in public. Whether you're saying it right or wrong, the fact that you are actually speaking that foreign language, you learn it better than when you are just learning it in class, preparing just to pass exams. We also employ what we call psychopedagogy. This is what teachers always look forward to. Children that have memory, motivation, and personal development. We actually do this through all these hands-on experiences. That way, the memory is always active. The children are motivated to participate. They want to do things. They want to achieve things by themselves. At the end of the day, it helps them, their self-esteem. Once the self-esteem is high up there, your child can achieve anything. And secondly, we are not focusing on just classroom achievement. Nowadays, where the world is going, we need to always remember that skills, that is what is thriving in the world. Yes, they need to go to school, but don't kill the zeal that the children have when they are very skilled at different things. Like Biodu said, you will see children saying things like, oh, I want to go into photography, I want to go into programming. These are things we never heard in our time. But now that is what is happening in the world. So you need to keep encouraging the skills that the children have, their passion in different ways. Don't demean it, don't run it down, because that is what helps them. Even in their classroom work, once a child's self-esteem is very high, they can pass all the academic things that you put before them. The next slide. So we have this Maslow's hierarchy of school needs. We always start from the base to get to the self-actualization point. The physiological parts are the basic needs that we need to meet every time. The child needs to have good breakfast. An empty tummy creates a very erratic brain. A child cannot concentrate if the child is not eating well. Clean environment, clean clothing, safe place to call home, ability to sleep. We need to let our children sleep well. Safety is another option, another part of it, the emotional and physical safety, both at school and at home. When a child does not feel safe at school or at home, the child cannot apply themselves, they cannot bring out their creativity, they cannot do anything that they have inborn because they are afraid. Belonging. Every child wants to be part of a group. They want to form relationships, they want to have friends, they want to feel that, okay, if I'm at home, I have my brothers and my sisters, my cousins, my neighbors, and they feel welcome. Children love friendship, they love groups. That is why you go out in public, before you can turn around, your children are mixing up with every other person. They need to form relationships. So we also encourage our children to talk to us about how they feel in school. If they're excluded, that could hamper their creativity. If they're excluded at home or on the playground, that really affects them. Then we have the self-esteem, a positive classroom culture where the teacher always asks for feedback. If there's positive feedback and you encourage the child to keep taking risks, to keep striving for more, it helps. But when you have a class where the teacher tells the child, oh, because I said so, or a teacher tells the child that, I don't think you can achieve this. Even if the child wanted to achieve it, the child will give up because that person he looks up to or she looks up to has given up on him or her. So we need to keep encouraging the children, even if you feel a child is weak at something, a positive feedback is always good. Because children, like I said, they bloom at different stages. And when we get to self-actualization, the student is available to learn. Once their self-esteem is high up there, they will learn anything you want them to learn and let them apply their skills Let them be creative. Let them be curious. Thank you. So these are some of the case studies that, like I said, the because case study, then the specifically designed academic instruction in English. This is the participation, the Plonsky's experiment, where they take people out to interact with the public. That way, the people that were learning foreign languages were learning it faster than the people that were learning it in classrooms. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chidima Southie F. Young. You know, I was taking notes and I forgot when you said thank you and I forgot to come back online. Thank you so much. That was really, 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 really very sharp and prompt, as it was, you know, I know that we have, you know, limited time, but I know that, you know, the plan is to ensure that you can share a few insights and then have people ask questions from their experiences. So thank you so much, Chidima, for those very salient points around, you know, the barriers and, you know, and everything. So we'll go right into our next speaker. We'll take all the questions at the same time. We have someone taking note of the questions in the Q&A session. So please just do us the honors of waiting till the end, and we will take the questions immediately after. Our next speaker, of course, is Dr. Mrs. Magdalene Ogundu, which she will be speaking and sharing her insights on becoming an effective school leader. Good evening, ma, once again. Okay, I think your mic is still muted.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Ma. Yes, we can hear you now.
Good evening. Yes, I'm here to speak about 21st century skills, becoming an effective school leader. We know that school leaders, you have school leaders from primary school to university, and they all have to show that leadership qualities. However, an effective An effective school leader is someone who is both intellectually An effective school leader is someone who is both intellectually and emotionally equipped to guide staff and students towards success. This role involves crafting a clear vision and mission pathway for the school that significantly influences students' educational achievement. We know that there's a paradigm shift in 21st century in education. So in 21st century, a school leader must also adeptly employ modern skills to navigate both the direct staff and students in an ever-changing world. These critical skills form part of the qualities he or she must possess. The skills are it's not my computer. Let her try there. It's not showing here. It's not showing. That's why I wanted to use that one.
Good evening, Miss. Sorry, Mrs. Ogun. Are you
Yes, I'm
experiencing
here.
any network issue?
The skills are not coming up.
Okay, the slides are not coming up.
Slides are not coming up. Yes, let's try and see what's
Okay,
happening.
so maybe what we can do is we can help you share from here while
Please
you just
do.
go ahead and speak. So give us a few seconds to do that.
It's not coming up. Okay, it's working now. So,
all right,
as I said, these critical skills form part of the qualities he or she must possess. These skills include technological proficiency, critical thinking, collaboration, creativity, communication skills, character/emotional intelligence. Let us examine these skills. A school leader should embrace technology. A modern school leader must possess strong technological knowledge to enhance learning, communication, and administration. This includes promoting digital literacy among staff and students, fostering a data-driven environment, and using data to track students' progress and share information with staff and parents. The school
Okay, we would like to request that you please give us 2 minutes. We just need to resolve a quick glitch that we have, but please just give us 2 minutes and please stay on the session. Thank you. Okay, thank you all so much for staying with us. We have a bit of a glitch with Dr. Ogundu. So I don't know if Ronke is available to go ahead with her own presentation now, and then we take Dr. Ogundu at the end.
Okay, no problem.
All right, thank you very much. Can you go ahead and share your slide?
Sure, I'll do that straight away.
All right, great, thank you.
Can you see?
Good. Yes. Yeah, so you can just put it on slideshow.
I will. I just wasn't expecting to go this early, so I didn't prepare for that.
My sincere apologies. Sorry. So we have a bit of a glitch where we are.
I understand.
With Dr. Yeah.
I understand. So good evening, everyone. Can I start?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So good evening, everyone. My name is Ronke Poshif said, and I'll just go straight to it. The introduction has already been done. And I'll move along. So I'll be talking today about nurturing emotional intelligence in young children, the role of parents and educators. So where am I going to start? The objectives of what I'll be talking about in the next 15 to 20 minutes, understanding the key components of emotional intelligence and their impact on child development. Practical approaches. So what are we going to do at home and what are the things we're going to do in the school to ensure that we're getting it right? The critical role of collaboration, working together as educators and parents. Many of us, if we're parents or educators, will know that there's sometimes war between the parents and the schools. And it shouldn't be that way. We should all be working in the best interest of the child. So, EI, what I'll be doing tonight, I'll be talking from a story point of view. I'll be telling you a story about a girl called Bola. So this will be my last slide that will be kind of formal. So emotional intelligence, EI, is the ability to recognize, understand, manage, and reason with your emotions. So how are you feeling? How have you labeled your emotions? Do you know how you're feeling per time? You hear when people say, I'm feeling somehow. I don't know how I'm feeling. That is not encouraged. We encourage people to actually know exactly how they are feeling per time, because that way they take ownership, they are fully aware, and they can take control of their lives totally. Self-regulation is managing those emotions effectively. Self-awareness is recognizing your emotional state per time. Empathy, understanding and sharing the feelings of other people. So understanding that life is not about you. Other people have feelings. How are they feeling as well? Social skills, managing the relationships to move people in a desired direction. So how can the children behave? Say, for example, if they're in a group, how can they behave so that they are showing their leadership skills, for example? Motivation speaks for itself, being driven to achieve goals despite setbacks. You keep going. Some people are intrinsically motivated, and some people are extrinsically motivated. So, like I said earlier, I will be telling you a story about a child called Bola. Okay. The young girl whose life was deeply affected by a lack of emotional intelligence, both at home and in school. About Bola, her parents were always arguing, displaying poor emotional regulation. I even understand that Bola's parents were actually separated at one point. They came back together. They're going through a divorce. So the home is very, very hot. Yeah, things are very, very toxic at home. And then Bola, she's misunderstood because she herself doesn't understand what is going on. So she goes to school and she's behaving in all sorts of manner of ways. And people are thinking, what's wrong with this one? The teacher is not even showing empathy. Instead, she's being judged in the school. Bola is highly misunderstood. And as a result, she doesn't have a lot of friends. She's being bullied as a result of all these things that is happening to her. So what are the short to medium term impacts? Whilst Bola's mother is throwing one moment, let me turn off Siri. While Bola's parents are arguing, while they're fighting and doing this sort of things, we find that Bola started talking, and she was stuttering. She was bedwetting, and then she liked her tablet anyway, because a lot of parents give tablets to their children to calm them down and to keep them engaged. So Bola happens to be one of those children. So she had a screen addiction. And oftentimes when you take screens from some children, they start having temper tantrums. So these are some of the things that we've seen. So Bola exhibits anger outbursts as well. All these short to medium term impacts that I've seen here, I've listed here, are coping mechanisms for Bola. These are the ways that Bola copes with all the trouble that she's going through at home. But these also have long-term impact on Bola, her inability to manage her emotions properly. Okay, so EI plays a pivotal role in a child's social and academic success. So a lot of people are very focused on the grades of the children. And as a result, we are raising evil geniuses. We are raising children that are very, very intelligent. They're very book smart, but they lack empathy. They lack anything that has to do with social and emotional learning. And it can lead to significant challenges. I'm sure you might have interacted with a very mean nurse or a very mean doctor. Self-regulation, Bola's inability to manage her anger leads to outbursts, which affects her learning. She already doesn't have a good relationship with her teacher. She doesn't have a good relationship with her peers in the classroom. She couldn't identify or express her emotion, which led to frustration. She must be able to identify how she's feeling. But at that point in Bola's life, she doesn't even know what anxiety means, for example, because she's just a child. Empathy. She doesn't get it at home. So it's something that you also learn. She doesn't get it at home, she doesn't get it in school. So how is she going to learn to be empathetic? So her lack of empathy has made it hard for her to connect with her peers. How can we model EI in the classroom? In a situation like this, and we know teachers must understand that There are many troubled homes right now in the world and in Nigeria. There are many children that are troubled and are from what we call dysfunctional homes. Typically, we will call a dysfunctional home a home where the father and the mother are no longer living together. But we have now many dysfunctional nuclear families where dad and mom are living in the home, but they are constantly fighting. This constant fighting makes that home dysfunctional, regardless of the fact that they go to church or mosque together and they are under one roof. So the teacher can model EI by staying calm under pressure and showing empathy towards Bola. Imagine a teacher like Bola's teacher who notices that she's frustrated. Instead of reprimanding her, the teacher asks, "How are you doing, Bola? With my today? Your uniform looks a bit tardy. What's the matter? Hey, Bola, you look a bit tired. Did you get enough sleep last night?" This way you are eliciting, and Bola might open up and talk to you. It helps Bola to identify her emotions and help her to be understood. I can remember after the COVID pandemic, we had this grid that we shared with the children and the parents. It will track their emotions. This is at Leposh School, by the way. It will track their emotions per time. So it will track their emotions with their teachers, with their peers, with their parents. Every single day, the children will tick it by themselves. And then at the end of the week, we're going to add it all up. It was just to help us highlight which areas might have been of concern to these children. So incorporating social emotional learning into daily lessons, emotion charades, games, circle time. There are mood boards. You can download mood boards on Google. Just go there, just say mood board for kids. It will give different kinds of emotions. And you can tell the children to actually touch how they think they feel, even if they don't understand. Those pictures will help you capture exactly how a child is feeling per time if you are a teacher. You shouldn't start teaching because learning is state dependent. You shouldn't start teaching in a class without knowing how your children are doing. You see that in many schools, as soon as the children come into the gate, where your homework, or back your homework, time for maths, time for English. No, it's time for humanity. It's time to show love. It's time for us to unbundle and debrief and find out how it was last night so that we can know if this child is actually going to be able to learn. The assumption is that every child is going to be able to learn just because they have come to school. But if you think about it, a lot of people have smacked their children before you're not ready. Eat your breakfast, those. They shout at them. Get out of bed. You're rushing. This one, that one. And then the children come to school, they're tired. They are frustrated. They're like, oh my God, it's too much, but they can't express themselves because they will get into trouble. Is it that child that is going to be at their optimum when they get to school? And then they come to a teacher that is not even showing any care, any empathy, because it also lacks emotional intelligence. So this is something that teachers ought to be taught and parents ought to learn as well, so that we can work in the best interest of the child. So journaling is important. Some children like to draw. Let them draw how they're feeling. Let them express. Emotions are very critical when it comes to the learning of anyone. The role of the parents, communication, very, very important. All this, children should not speak when adults are. No, they can speak, but it's how they interject. They don't interrupt and they must not be rude. And they must be invited to the setting. They don't, there are guidelines to these things because children can teach us things. Children know many, many things. I just asked my 18-year-old just now, I said, I gave her a scenario. And because I was a bit concerned, she said, no, you're not going to do that because grandpa is 85. Grandpa doesn't do that, so I don't see that happening. And I was like, okay. So parents are the first role models of their children. I learn a lot from my daughter. Open, honest communication helps children to learn to express and manage their emotions. So parents must demonstrate EI so that the children can also learn EI. But if parents are not able to demonstrate EI, when there's a problem in the school, they barge into the school and they start shouting, I want to see the teacher. I want to this, I want to that. And then the next thing is they go on social media. You can tell that that person is completely dysregulated. Absolutely dysregulated, because schools have policies that are not, and social media is not part of it. I'm not saying that schools don't do things wrong, but there are always processes, and these processes we can actually do without social media. I hope we're still together. Another scenario, Bola's parents. If they are taking time to talk to Bola about the family challenge and encourage her to share her feelings, Bola might have felt more secure and less anxious. So, Bola, how are you feeling? I'm so sorry you saw mom and dad yell at each other yesterday. I threw that. I should never have done that. It's the wrong thing to do. How do you feel about the whole thing? Are you fearful? Just let me know. Talk to mommy, talk to daddy. How's it going? Then Bola will be able to tell and speak up. She won't go to a corner and start sulking. She won't look for the screens and then go on different sites. What you know happening? She's learning pornography, she's watching pornography, she's masturbating, she's doing all sorts of things. And then you say, your child is doing it, they learned it from school. They stumbled on it. The child stumbled on it because the child was looking for an avenue to escape the heat in the home. So what are the practical tips that we can help, we can use to help Bola? So each day, take time out to talk about emotions. And these things, because I'm so busy, I'm tired, oh, la, la, la. In Nigeria of today especially, I don't care the caliber of the school, even if they pay 10 billion, as long as they're pulling from the same pool of teachers, you must be on top of your game as a parent. And I run a school and I'm still telling you that. You must be on top of your game. You must know exactly what is going on with your children. You can't say you are too busy. Some teachers can mess up your child. 2 weeks with some teachers, your child is messed up for life. And I'm telling you that as an educator. I've come across too many types of educators, too many kinds of teachers saying all sorts of things, doing all sorts of things. I've seen laying hands in schools. What has that got to do with the curriculum? Casting out demons. What has that got to do with? Yes, I'm a Christian. I believe that these things happen, but is it the place of the school? We must know that there must be this emotional intelligence and there must be boundaries in the school. So set a time to talk to your children. Come home early, find out. Use technology after school if you're not back. Use your FaceTime, use your WhatsApp to talk to your child. Know how they're feeling. Look at their faces, not just text. You want to know exactly how your child is feeling. Model empathy. Let them see you, how you treat your domestic worker, your house help. Let them know that you are not just behaving like this in at home and then in the public place, you're completely different. You reinforce EI by acknowledging and praising emotional growth. As the parent is seeing that Bola is doing better, praise her because she's growing emotionally. She's going through a tough time. So she needs to be praised. The same thing with Bola's teacher in the school. This is how they can work together to ensure that things are working out well for Bola. Practical EI in young children. You must label feelings. I've talked about that. Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling happy? Are you scared? Are you angry? Emotions, there's so many. There are hundreds of emotions. Look for a chart that has about 20 and let your children and your pupils be able to say how they are feeling per time. As they grow older, there are even apps that you can use to track emotions. Books, stories. Buy healthy books like 101, like Right Kid 101, to be able to find out, to be able to tell stories that have to do with emotional intelligence, that have to do with kindness, empathy, and things like that. Talk about feelings. It should not be the elephant in the room. Model it, let your children see it. You can also play games with your children, how they can model this sort of behavior and regulate their emotions. If someone does X, Y, Z to you, somebody steps on your toe, how are you going to behave? Are you going to scream? Are you going to shout? Or what are you going to do? How are you going to respond? Are you going to respond or you're going to react? What is it that you're going to do? So calming techniques. So we can all of us, I think we're about 150 right now. We can close our eyes and take 2 deep breaths. Let's go. Out. Gently. In. And out. Even me, it was useful for me. How did that feel for you? You can use the chatbot. How did that feel for you? It was good for me because I'm trying to rush through my slides because my timer is on and I can see I have just a few minutes left. So that even helped calm me down. I'm telling myself already, I'm regulating myself by that breathing that don't worry, you get through it, okay? You will. Emotional journals to track, I've talked about that. Parents supervised play dates. It's not house girl supervised play dates or children self-supervised play dates. Praise positive behavior. I've talked about that. Active listening, communication, accountability, creative and mindfulness. Even that breathing is mindfulness as well. Counting from 10 to 1, 10, 9, 8, counting down, having family meetings, talking. When you have those family meetings, it's not a time for war. It's a time for feedback, feed forward. It's not a time when there are consequences. It's a time when you find out how things are going per time. So collaboration, which I'm talking about, between the educators and the parents. Unified approach. When education and parents work together, they create a consistent, supportive environment that nurtures a child's emotional development. If you're constantly fighting it with your child's teacher or your child's school and you can't resolve it, your child is in the wrong school. It should be an awesome team. If Bola's parents and teachers communicate regularly, sharing observations and strategies, they could help develop a unified plan to support Bola emotionally. Regular parent-teacher meeting focus on child's emotional well-being, not PTA meetings where people are fighting over things that are irrelevant, where parents are coming to do inappropriate dances. That's not what we need, where all sorts of war happens. Parents' forums should be child-centered. And I know that they'll say, oh, it's about the children. No, it's not about the children. It's about you wanting celebrity to come and dance and misbehave. We see all these things and we need to speak about it. It needs to stop. A school is not a club, it's an educational institution. Let us make sure that our children's schools are educational institutions. Let us ensure that our children are mature enough before they go into secondary school. Say, for example, we have been reminded that your children cannot do JAMB until they are 18. This has recently come out. Some of you, your children are already 14 and they've already finished secondary school. What's going to happen between the age of 14 and 18 if they're not allowed to go to school? So my point here is that allow your children to actually finish year 6. If your child's school does not have year 6, tell them to start it. Even if it's your child that starts it, tell them to start it, because the education is not about the cognitive. It's also about other areas of development that the child will require, especially emotional stability. That's why some children are bullied in school. Think about your own time, the ones that were bullied, the tiny ones, the ones that were not emotionally ready to be in secondary school. So use journals, use apps. There are so many ways that you can track what is going on with your child. So, rounding up now, managing the difficulties, recognizing emotional difficulty early can prevent more severe issues later. So as soon as you see that there's an issue, start that journal and start trying to figure out what is going on with that child. If Bola teacher had noticed her frequent absences and declining grades as signs of emotional distress, she would have helped her. Observe, document, discuss, and make sure that the home and the schools are safe places for children. A child will learn if they feel loved and if they feel safe. Long-term benefits of EI are all listed here. Improved relationships, better academic performance. So some children, it is because of their parents that they're not doing well in school. And they will smack them, beat them, and say, you're not doing well in school. You're not doing well. They will forget that it was the way that they send them out with curses instead of blessings in the morning. They get to school and they carry that spirit into the classroom and they don't do well. And you think your child is not learning. No, it is what is going on at home that is affecting the child. So it helps a child to manage challenges in life. And don't think that children don't have challenges. Children have problems, especially the teenagers. Satisfaction with personal life, self-awareness, reduced behavioral problems, self-esteem. There's so many benefits of EI. And then, in conclusion, EI is essential for a child's holistic development. Both educators and parents play critical roles in nurturing this vital skill. Let's commit to working together. Let's collaborate to ensure that children like Bola not only survive, but they thrive emotionally, socially, and academically. Implement the strategies discussed today in your classrooms and in your homes. It would be nice to use the chatbot to tell us which ones you're going to implement, which ones you already do. Watch as your child grows, not just in knowledge, but in emotional intelligence as well. I'm done. Thank you very much for the invitation and for your attention.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Ronke Adeni. I see why you're called Ronke Posh, because everything was just posh, posh, posh. Everything was just, you know, giving that my children have to excel in EI kind of vibe. So thank you so much. You know, here on, we had a bit of distraction, but I was really trying as much to get everything. Thank you so much for all the insights that you've shared. I really love the fact that you were able to, you know, really point out what parents need to do more, you know, to help their children identify how they can be more intelligent, you know, emotionally. So thank you so much. Please don't leave us. We're coming back to you for questions. We'll now go back to Dr. Magdalene Ogundu to round off her presentation, and then we can take question and answers. And thank you all so much to our participants that have stayed on the call so far, despite the glitch that we had, you know, during the course of the session. Thank you so much for staying on. We'll be rounding up now with Dr. Magdalene's presentation. Ma, are you able to share your slide now and turn on your camera?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much, Ma.
Thank you very much. Yes, my topic is 21st century skills, becoming an effective school leader. Now, who is an effective school leader? An effective school leader is someone who is both intellectually and emotionally equipped to guide staff and students to success. This role involves crafting a clear vision and mission statement for the school that significantly will impact on academic excellence. Now, we all know that 21st century, there's a paradigm shift in education. So the 21st century school leader must also adeptly employ modern skills to navigate and direct both staff and students in an ever-changing world. These critical skills
Okay, Ma, we can still see you. You can go
yes,
ahead.
but there's a hitch. Okay.
Okay, we can see your slide now. I think it's showing better now. So maybe you can just put it, they can help you put, okay.
Okay, these skills include technological proficiency, critical thinking, collaboration, creativity, and communication skills, character, emotional intelligence. Now let's look at these skills. A school leader must have proficiency in technology. A modern school leader must possess strong technological knowledge to enhance learning, communication, and administration. This includes promoting digital literacy among staff and students, fostering a data-driven environment, and using data to track students' progress and share information with staff and students. The school leader can stay in the office and check punctuality of students, even staff, through digital school register. The school leader can leverage technology for meetings through video conferencing, monitor students' performances and attendance, easily access staff and students. Critical thinking. Critical thinking is the ability to question assumptions and arrive at rational conclusion. A leader needs this skill in order to perform. Now, there's a typical example of what happened in the school once. When I was a vice principal, teachers supported the student. Every teacher told me the student will not do his assignment, he will not hear. I thought about how will a child not hear, not do any assignment in all the subjects. I invited the mother and I told the mother the problem the child was having. The mother said it's the same thing. I told the child will not hear. Through critical thinking, I went into deep thought. I advised the mother to take the child to see the ENT. And that was how I saved that boy. After a month, the boy came with hearing aid, and the mother lay on the floor, thanking me. So this is a good example of critical thinking. Through critical thinking, conflicts equally could be resolved. Collaboration, teamwork is vital for achieving shared goals. A school leader should promote collaboration between staff, students, parents, corporate organization, and the community at large. The school leader makes efforts to establish relationships with each group by being an active participant within the group. She makes time to hold meetings with these stakeholders, thereby getting to know them personally. The school leader should remember that a rapport with PTA would get him good atmosphere within the school, collaboration with the student association could gain him development, instruction in the school, and mentorship. School leaders' cooperation or collaboration with corporate organizations like the banks could give the school financial viability and capacity building. So you find that teamwork fosters shared decision-making and strengthens support for the school. The level at which team or group collaborates and communicates will lead to accomplishment of the shared goals. A school leader must promote creativity. Creativity is using imagination to generate new ideas. An effective leader encourages staff to innovate and improvise where necessary. Creativity is a key to unlocking potential across all disciplines, leading to success in areas like writing, scientific discovery, co-curricular activities, and problem solving. Example, last year, Federal Government Girls College Shagamu, there was a team that produced working robot. And it was through creativity that the students were able to do that. A school leader must display communication skills, effective communication through effective communication, whether verbal, non-verbal, written, or visual, is crucial to leadership. A school leader must utilize these skills and communicate clearly with all education stakeholders. Open communication removes ambiguity, builds understanding and trust. It enhances friendship links, making the school leader approachable. Yes, the school leader should demonstrate character and emotional intelligence. A leader's character intertwined with emotional intelligence is fundamental in creating a respectful atmosphere. First, the school leader must show passion for education. Then other key traits include integrity, self-awareness, honesty, respect, resilience, empathy, courage, determination. No yelling out of instructions to staff or students. So a school leader should lead by example, serving as role model for the school community. Now, core responsibilities of a school leader. A school leader oversees general administration and supervision of all programs and services within the school. A school leader must delegate tasks effectively and ensure accountability by seeking and acting on feedback. A school leader manages staff. It is the school leader's responsibility to manage all staff in the school. Within each school, there are some units. You have the office of the vice principals. In secondary schools, you have the heads of departments, heads of examination board members, house mistresses and masters, utility staff, school clinic, security department, prefect body. The school leader has to liaise with all these units in order to bring the common goal to perfection. So the school leader must achieve high academic standard. How is she going to do this? By making sure you have the quality of teachers you need in the school. If you have teachers that don't have the relevant skills, how are you going to drive the 21st century realities? It's not possible. So there are ways, later on we'll talk about that, but they must have quality teaching staff. Then the quality of the curriculum and other activities. The curriculum shouldn't be outdated because a curriculum is what carries the realities of the day that tells what the students should learn. Because curriculum should prepare learners to compete favorably with their global counterparts. How would they do this if they have a faulty curriculum? Now, the quality of the learning environment. Of course, you must make, the school leader must ensure that the teaching learning environment is conducive to learning. You don't have to have a broken ceiling. You don't have to have broken chairs or make children lie on the floor to study. How do you expect them? So there must be ways to make sure that standards are met. So if the school leader makes sure of quality of the learning environment, learning takes place. Enhance students' learning habits. A school leader must try and improve students' learning habits. For instance, there was a time I was in school, students didn't like mathematics, and I found that mathematics was getting down. What I did, we did breakfast mathematics. Students would come very early to school. Before breakfast, they would have mathematics lesson before they go to school. That was an extra period. And believe you me, it heightened the performance in mathematics. It did help. So the quality of care, guidance, safety. All schools should ensure that meals served to learners are hygienically prepared, adequate, and balanced. Schools should provide guidance and counseling units because this is the unit that takes care of the students' challenges. We don't call problems in school, challenges, so that any student that has any challenge, G and C unit will take care of that challenge. Maintain discipline and moral standards. Ensures effective communication with stakeholders, and external communication body. That is self-explanatory. A school leader should be able to communicate well with staff, stakeholders, and everybody, the community, everybody around her, so they will believe her and they'll be able to trust her. So there'll be peace around her. People will be able to help her when she needs help. Maintain discipline and moral standards. Yes. A school leader must maintain discipline and moral standard by making sure that the school has rules and regulations. It is the duty of the school head, the school leader, to make sure that those norms, school norms, are enforced. Control school finances. The school leader is responsible for enforcing, the school leader takes care of the funds, prepares annual budget, procure and allocate funds, ensuring financial transparency and accountability. The school leader must ensure safety and security. A leader must prioritize the security of staff and students and maintain a harmonious and safe school environment. Challenges to effective leadership. There are challenges: shortage of skilled teachers, as I said before. Teachers struggle to balance traditional teaching methods with the emerging technologies. It's a problem that has to be solved. Insufficient educational infrastructure and outdated curriculum. Irregular power supply, as we all know. We need power supply to run all the technologies or the technological tools. So limited government funding for public schools. Students' inability to purchase the required textbooks. That's horrible, especially in the rural areas and places in the north. Now, goals for effective school leadership. A school leader must boost school productivity, aim at excellent school results, internal and external. If you don't have internal good school results, it reflects on the external. Must have strong performance in co-curricular activities because it's equally necessary for the children. Then must also have a positive evaluation results by external quality assurance body. Fosters a positive school culture. Ability to foster a positive school culture depends on the adherence to the school organogram. There are school leaders who if they want to go somewhere, they know the succession plan. Instead of giving to the next in charge, they give to their friend. That creates problem in any school. So cultivate a positive tone in the school and maintain committed staff and happy students. That's how you maintain a positive school culture. A school leader must encourage peer learning, organize peer review with other schools to promote continuous improvement. The school leader must partner in learning activities with communities of mentors and peers. A school leader must engage parents and stakeholders. Increase parents and stakeholders' involvement in the school activities will tell us how effective the school leader is. If a school leader is not effective, if she's not respected, there'll be apathy. There will be empathy from parents and stakeholders. Motivate staff, of course. You start by celebrating individual and team accomplishments. That's how you motivate staff. You must always look for ways to implement programs to enhance staff well-being. For illustration, in-house training for staff, in-service training for staff, and encouraging staff cooperatives. Commit to personal, a school leader must commit to personal and continuous professional development. A school leader must be dedicated to personal growth and stay informed about the latest educational trends and demands for sustainability. Without doing that, the school leader will remain where he is. There won't be growth. But there's something we must remember. Whatever the school leader does remember that a school leader could be loved, respected, or could turn, if it's not effective, into a massive for mass destruction in the school. A leader who excels in these areas will drive his school to success and prepares his or her staff and students for global competitiveness. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you very much for sharing those very salient points from your wealth of experience. And you know, while you were speaking, it was like, especially when you were sharing your story about the children and how, you know, I got worried when you said the breakfast math, and I felt, okay, maybe you were giving the students breakfast before they had mathematics. But thank you so much, Ma.
That was the name we called it, breakfast maths.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ma, for the insights and for sharing. I believe that people on the call would have gotten insights and information that would help you to be an effective school leader. So thank you so much, Ma. At this point, we would like to take questions now. And I would like to also mention that you can drop your questions using the Q&A box. We have about 11 minutes to round up this session. So please drop your questions in the Q&A box here, and we will be delighted to, you know, ask your questions and share it with the speakers. So I just have one question now for two of our speakers. I have questions for for Chi. Okay, I have a question for Runke. So Runke, there's a question here that says, what is the full meaning of SEL? I don't know if you want to quickly answer that before I then drop the next question for our next speaker.
Okay, I was going to put on my video, but I'm not able to. The host has disabled it, so it will have to be audio.
Yeah,
social, emotional. Okay, so I can start my video. Okay, so that's a good question. I did mention during my presentation, it means social emotional learning. Social emotional learning. What are the social skills of the child? How does the child interact with other people? How regulated is the child? Is the child aware of themselves and other people? Emotions, you know, being able to manage their own emotion and understand and label it per time. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, that helps. Thank you. I think the next question I have is for Chidima Young. So, as you spoke on, you know, curiosity and encouraging curiosity and critical thinking in young minds, you know, one of the questions that came to, you know, mind is, you know, as children are beginning to resume school and their parents are gearing up, you know, to take them back to school, and of course, being a new school year, at what age should parents start encouraging their children, you know, to become more curious and become more involved in critical thinking? And what should parents do to encourage that? Of course, I know you mentioned it, you know, earlier, but in terms of age-based kind of targeted structure or targeted activities, what are the things that parents should start doing to encourage curiosity and critical thinking for their children?
Okay, like I said, curiosity starts from birth. So from the time the child starts feeding, crawling, walking, we should start encouraging curiosity. You can start with things like building blocks, Lego games, jigsaw puzzles, anything that will make them apply themselves. That helps. There is no age limit for starting. Usually here, because of parents having to go to work, we rush off our children to school. We start with creche. Initially, creches were for children to play hands-on games, and it helps help their creativity. But nowadays, you go to creche, you go to nursery schools, you see them doing academic things. People start getting lesson teachers involved. But between the age of 0 and 5 is the best time to work on the child's curiosity and creativity. Nothing too academic for them. Let them play. That is where you see the skills in a child. You see the children children who are artistic, you see the children who are analytical, you see the children who are prone to drama, and the children that love cooking. You can see all those skills from that tender age. So from 0, you can give them building blocks, Lego games, jigsaw puzzles, all sorts of things. You can work on their curiosity from that age.
Thank you. Thank you. I just wanted you to reiterate it because, there was a question in the chat. There was a comment in the chat box, about overhyping your children. And, I just wanted you to speak to that because it's a thing that I think everyone should do consciously as a parent as you have your children grow. So thank you for that response. My next question, and I believe this is the final question, is for Ronke Posh. So the question here says, at what particular age is best for a child to start school? And how regular should parents-teachers conferences be held?
Good, thank you. I might forget the second one, so please hold on to it because my thoughts might be truncated.
Okay.
When should a child start school? Good. A child, what are you calling school? You know what we call school in Nigeria is different from what people call. So if you take your child to a daycare, they'll still call it school. You're carrying your child to school, but it's a daycare. It's just somewhere for the child to play and have fun. My daughter had started school, she's 18 now, and she started daycare in the UK then at the age of 7 months. Her grandmothers, both of them were alive and they're still alive and well. And I still opted for her based on her personality. She needed that socialization. So I put her in a daycare at the time. So if you're thinking of school as any time that the child leaves home, then you can put your child anytime that as long as they're healthy and well. So that's a daycare. Now, if you think about school in Finland, for example, children will typically start school from the age of 7 years old. They expect them to learn a lot at home, and they are still the best academically in the world. So it depends on what you call school. Now, let's bring it back to Nigeria. There's the daycare, the creche, the nursery, all sorts of nomenclature. They are just semantics. They're just names that people call them. But your child should actually not start primary 1 until the child is 5, as at August 31st. The 31st of August, your child must already be 5. Even if your child was born September 1, that child still needs to be in preschool, meaning that child will be fully 6 before the child starts school. Now, with the new implementation, well, it's not a new implementation, but the announcement and the reminder that they've told us now in the papers that children cannot sit JAMB, they can't take JAMB examination till they're 18. The more you delay your children, then the better, except you want to take them abroad. If you're going to be in this Nigeria, you must either plan for them to finish secondary school by the time they're 16 or 18, or when they're 16, after they're 16, take them to a vocational school to learn something. This topic I discussed online today, so in detail. I don't know how much time I have, so I don't want to flog the time. So your child can go to school anytime. Formal school is different from preschool. They are all different. So it depends on how you want to break it down. I hope it helps.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Some of the people that get their children in primary 2 at primary 1 at 3 years old, listen well. Yep. 5 years is the right age for a child to get into primary 1. The second question
5 years is as at 31st of August. As at 31st of August.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you so much. I think the second question for you is, what tactics and strategies can a school employ to ensure parents are usually involved in the parents-teachers conferences? So what strategies can a school employ to involve parents in the parents-teachers conferences?
You see, when people ask questions about parental engagement in the schools, it's usually an issue with the values of the school, because your values should be in alignment with the parents. Unfortunately, a lot of schools just want parents. So any parent comes to the school, if there's value alignment, you find that they will be desperate to be at the meetings. That's one. Then number 2, what is the function of the PTA? Is it even necessary? Can you rename that PTA because the PTA now has a very, very wrong meaning. It should just be a parent-teachers association, but we now know in many schools that it's a forum where they fight and attack school management. So that is why we have things like this. Then a lot of parents will also tell you that they're too busy, they're too busy, they're too busy. Parental engagement, how can you make it easy? Can you have Zoom meetings like this one so that your parents that have worked Monday to Friday, they can still join? Because some of them may be tired to come to the school genuinely. So if you have a Zoom meeting, can you make it flexible? Are there different ways in which you can actually make it convenient for the parents? Do you need to gather together before you get the outcomes that you want? So let's just flip it upside down. Let's turn it around. It doesn't have to be how we think things are taught. We've learned about critical thinking today. We've learned about creativity today. How can you be creative in the way you interact with the parents? If you have apps, you can use apps, you can get feedback from the parents, you can use surveys. What you're trying to do is just to know that the parents, they get the information, they're on board with the information, and there's an open line of communication. Some parents are happy to just walk in. If you have an open door policy, they can come and tell you about something, and then you report it into the newsletter. We don't have to gather together like if we are going to church all the time. Things are changing, and we have to move with how things are changing. You don't have to, that's my own personal opinion, you don't have to gather if they're not coming, but to make sure that they're getting the information. And getting the information could be you printing the newsletter, which is no longer green. It could be you sending WhatsApp messages, documents, PDF. It could be you sending emails using your school portal. There's so many ways. So rethink what the PTA is and its function, and then rethink how you do the PTA meetings. I hope that helps.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you. We have one question for Dr. Ogundu. The question here says, what ways can the school leader encourage teachers and parents to be more involved in school? Basically, how well can you appreciate your teachers and show that, you know, they're important in the school business and in the overall education of the children?
Yes, a school leader's relationship with the staff matters a lot. Now you have men, women in the school. When your staff gives birth to a child, you seize the opportunity and visit. When they have any problem at home, you call the teacher and you discuss with the teacher. They will open up to you. You'll be amazed what they will come and discuss. Some of them will discuss their marital problems with you, and you listen to them. And you don't have to yell at a teacher. Even if, can you hear me? Even if a teacher misses a lesson or so, find out why. Don't just start issuing queries. Find out the reason. The child might have been sick. So when you find out the reason, then you check how many times that had happened, and then you know what line of action to take. For the parents, equally, we have meetings we call initial parents. We have a meeting with parents whose children are coming in for the first time. We welcome them. We have a welcoming ceremony for JS1 parents, and they all want to be there. They are very, very happy to be there. Then we assure them that the school has zero tolerance for bullying. They get very happy. We tell them about the school rules and regulations, when to visit, when not to visit. By the time you have these friendship links with the parents and you have such links with your teachers, of course, you would have won the hearts of all.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for that response. Thank you. My next question is for Chidima Young. Can you emphasize again the different types of learners, like the kinetic learners, etc.? So I think this person just wants to know the different types of learners that you had mentioned when you were speaking.
Okay, I said we have the auditory learners, the people that learn by listening. They can learn by listening to an audio book or listening to a recorded class work or presentation. We have the visual learners. In fact, I'll tell you that I'm one of the people that you can classify as a visual learner. If I'm in class, once I can remember what the lecturer or teacher was wearing the day they took that topic, I'll remember the topic. Some children are like that. Then you have the kinetic, or what we call kinesthetic learners. They need to touch things, they need to play, they need to experience it. Some people learn like that. So we need to identify how the particular child learns. So these are the different ways children learn. We don't have to make all of them, put them in one bucket and expect them to learn at the same pace. Some children don't learn by being in class. Some might be in class, listen, but they are still not learning. They want to touch and experience what you are teaching them.
Thank you once again for that feedback. I don't know who would answer this question, but I want to throw it open to all the speakers. But before I do that, please, we have feedback forms in the chat box. Please share your feedback with us. We always love to get feedback from our attendees, from our sessions, to help us improve. So please feel free to drop your comments in the feedback. You can also indicate your interest for any of our propositions in the feedback form. You're also going to see a link to our social media platforms. Please do well to follow those links, get more information on the W, join the W community on all social media platforms. And also you can join our WhatsApp community group that we've created for education sector. As we have more information, as we have more evolving products, for the education sector, we will definitely put it on there and you get first-hand information, from that platform. So please do well to fill the feedback form as well as join any of our communities to be abreast of what the W initiative has. So this question, maybe I should channel it to Ronke Posh, and I think I'll round up with that question for you. So it's a 3-in-1 question, Ronke. Sorry, we're loading you up, but most of the questions in here have been directed towards you. So the question here says, what is the speaker's take on the current government policy pushing students till 18 before admission into the university? So if you answer that question, I will then take the next 2 questions for you. What is your take on the current
my take on that government policy is that it's not something that, this is Nigeria, it's not everything that they say that flies. And that's the reality of it. Because right now, if we actually go with that policy, we have children that have already finished secondary school and are 14 years old. So are you saying those children are going to roam the streets till they're 18 before they sit JAMB and they will have forgotten their learning? So I know that it's not practical. I know it was not properly well thought of. I don't know who was consulted. I don't know how this has happened. Even if a child starts school at the right age of 6, the child will still finish at 16, which will still leave that 2-year gap. What is the provision for that 2-year gap? So that's very, very important. And even if they still finish at 16, 17, whether it's a year or 2, what do you want them to do? They should also have said, this is the alternative, this is the alternative. Another thing is that regulation should have been happening right from preschool. Now, as much as I've been in the education sector for over a decade, I only just heard that some children finish from primary 4 and go straight. They've gone from primary 4 to secondary school. I also heard that some schools don't even have more than primary 4. Some schools, primary 5. I've heard of the primary 5, but I've not heard of the primary 4. Now, maybe because I'm in Ikoyi here, the schools around us here, including our school, the Posh school, we all have primary 6. So that's why it's breaking news to me. How are they getting away with it? What are the regulators doing? When they come for the inspections and see a school that has only up to year 4, how are they allowing them? Because as far as I know, when they came for inspections, they will, even if you don't have children in the class, they want to see the classroom, that this is the provision. They want to see the primary 4, whether it's empty or not, that children will grow into it, even if you're a new school. They want to see all your classes. So how are they getting away with it? Now, the secondary schools that are accepting these babies, emphasis on babies, into the secondary school, do they love these children? Do they really care about them? And the parents that are pushing these children, that's why we talk about social emotional readiness. The children are not ready. Being cognitively smart, book smart, does not mean that you are ready for learning. So this 18 thing, we'll see how it goes, but I don't think it's going to work because too many children are already trapped in it. They're already in a situation where they're already done with secondary school, and you're not saying that we cannot see JAMB again. How are they going to implement it? We'll see.
Thank you very much, Dr. I see I'm calling you Doctor.
It's okay. I'm almost done. You can start saying it.
Because you're actually speaking, and I really, really love, your response to the point. So your final question is, teachers have very little interactions during classes. I don't know where this person's, question is coming from, but I think you should speak a bit more on how teachers can improve interactions with the children, especially during classes.
Are they talking about social interactions for the teacher themselves or social interactions between the teacher and the pupils?
Yeah, so social interactions between the teacher and the pupils within the classroom.
I would have thought that is a given. That is something innate. As a teacher, if you interact with your children, the pupils in your classroom naturally, when they come in the mornings, how are you welcoming them? How are you greeting them? Are you singing to them? Are you giving them high fives? What does circle time look like? What does assembly look like? What kind of feedback are you giving to them? We've already talked about emotional learning today. How are you practicing that emotional learning in the classroom? What is it that you're doing when it comes to their personal, social, emotional development, their communication, their language, the issues that they have at home? How are you taking that feedback on? There's so much that you can do. Playing games. It's not about in the morning. Between 9 and 10, it's maths, 11 and clinical is English, clinical social studies. No, where is the time for play? Play is the work of a child. Maria Montessori has said it. Play is the work of a child. Even in marriages, you find that the reason why husband and wife are breaking up, they're not playing. So if you play with your children in the classroom, you will find that you will get more from them. They will want to work hard for you because you are playing with them. You are friendly. You are coming down to their level. You're not talking at them. Your classroom is not facing the wall all the time. You could be on cushions. They could be lying down. Come to Le Poche. My children will be lying down sometimes and they're taking lessons. And with their teacher, they can hop on their teacher's back. Be their friends. There are boundaries. There are boundaries. But there are too many ways that you can connect with your children in the classroom. And I have a whole series of them on my YouTube channel. Please go there and get some. Thank you.
Exactly. I was going to say that, we're rounding this off right now. And because I know that Ronke has so much to pour out. So please reach out to her. Both of all our speakers, I'll appreciate if you can put your, social media contacts and handles in the chat box for anyone willing to get in touch with you and get more of your information and get insights on everything that you have to offer. Thank you all so much for dropping your questions. We have come to the end of the question and answer phase of this session, and we really, really apologize for taking an extra 11 minutes of your time. We wouldn't exceed 6:15, so we have 4 more minutes to go. And I would like to say thank you to our speakers for your thoughtful answers to those questions. Now, as we round off, I'd like to invite someone very special to the W Initiative, I would dare say. She's the person that, supports the group head on driving this amazing initiative that is doing so much for women and even beyond women, because, on this call, I've actually seen some men on the call and even from our previous engagements. Please join me in welcoming with your round of applause the unit head women banking team in person of Big Peggy Sorry to give us the closing remarks for today's session. Thank you.
Thank you, Busola. I almost didn't know it was you were introducing me, but this has been impactful and insightful. Thank you, Dr. Madeline Ogudu. Thank you, Chidima Saudi Efinyo. Thank you, I will put the doctor, Dr. Ronke Posh Adeneye. It was insightful. Thank you for sharing all your knowledge, your stories with us. Above all, thank you for even educating us. There's some things I learned a lot. And true, there's a lot of things we need to do, a lot of things. But thank you for sharing. Thank you for creating your time with us. Thank you for sorry for the little glitch, but safety first, as we all say. But yes, this is very, very important. So conversation should not end here. I believe conversation should still go on because these are our children, these are the leaders of tomorrow. So we should continue this conversation. Please, thank you for everything. Thank you. It was nice. It was great. But what? Watch out for next month. You know, we have W Initiative have a webinar every month. My professionals, young professionals, women professionals, we've got you. Watch out for us. But above all, keep inspiring, keep learning, and keep being curious. See you next month. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Bingpe. Thank you for that warm closing remark. And with that, we have concluded today's webinar and today's session. On behalf of our team at the W Initiative, I'd like to say a very big thank you to all our speakers once again. Thank you so much for taking out time to be here and for sharing immensely from the depth of your heart. We truly, really appreciate. And to our participants, of course, this wouldn't have been possible without you. So thank you also for being here with us. This event has been a success because you are here. If you are yet to fill the feedback form, please, you can still do so. The links are being put in our chat box, so you can still share your feedback. Let us know what was exciting for you on this session, what you feel could have done better. Everything we would take as feedback and we would improve. We hope that as you leave today, that the valuable insights you have gathered have inspired you to continue to prepare your children, both personal, direct and indirect children, to thrive through the 21st century and acquire the necessary skills to do this. Till we come your way again next month, my name is Olubusola Faraway, and I am delighted to be the moderator for today's session. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.
I see a light inside of you, so let it shine. It's time to spread your wings and fly. Reach for the sky. Get up, don't let nothing hold you. Get up right now, right now. Get up, don't let nobody tell you that you can't. There is greatness inside of you. You're the one that the world is waiting for. Every step you take, we go again. 'Cause we believe in you. Say one day you go make a one day, one day, one day. Push you down, stand with the ground. Yes, we believe in you. Yeah. Don't you give up on yourself till the world knows who you are. Keep on shining. Get up, don't let nothing hold you. Get up right now, right now. Get up, don't let nobody tell you that you can. There is greatness inside of you. You're the one that the world is waiting for. Every step you take, we go there, 'cause one day you'll be like the sun. Say one day you go shine.
Access, more than banking.
It's such a great time to be alive and a great time to be a woman. We are live here at Eco Hotels and Suites to celebrate Access